Okay. Stanley Parable. Been so excited to play this. Um, for anyone who doesn't know, Stanley Parable is an indie game that came out of nowhere, I think in 2016, by a dev company called Crows. It's the only game I think it's just one person. It's the only game they've ever made. And it kind of took the world by storm as this wacky concept for a game that I've just been hearing too much about, and it's so intriguing that I can't not play it. Um, Last year, they released an ultra deluxe version with more content and things like that. The basics, so I played about the first 10, 15 minutes of this game or so, and I was like, you know what? I should actually save this for streaming. For anybody uh, that needs to record that, to know that this is technically the first 10, 15 minutes, yeah, I've already played it. Um, but the basic concept is you're a guy named Stanley, and you work in an office, and something has gone awry. And similar to kind of like Portal, I guess, there is an omnipotent, I guess, thing guiding you through whatever it is you're going through. There's something like 18 or 19 different endings to this game. So, proper any percent completion, I don't know how long this game is. I think anywhere between 10 minutes and a few hours, but 100% completion, all the endings, I don't know. It's weird. It's such a weird concept. Everything is branch trees and things like that. But you haven't really missed much if you're just tuning in. This is really the very first thing that happens when you turn it on. You get crows. You get the name of the writer, uh, David something. Can't remember right now, and I feel terrible. I'll look it up later. Um, and then you're presented with this. So without further ado, I'm gonna play this game, and I am going to put in my actual current time because why wouldn't I? No, it's not actually military time, kind of PM. Okay. Aw. Okay, so as I mentioned, this is my second playthrough. On the first one, I also put in the correct time. So it's fun. I do. I do. Really. It's it's very accurate. This is that's the actual time. I like to have the correct time set. I do. Whenever daylight saving kicks in, I change all the clocks immediately. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Okay. I can't wait. Probably all fine. All right.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I guess that's me. All right. Oh, have a mug. I hate Mondays.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, everybody's got mugs. They also hate Mondays.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ooh, this computer's on. Number 1, Dad. Oh. I can't turn it back on. Okay. Oh well. They don't get a mug. Okay. I can't turn them back on. I think they probably just give those mugs out.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
All these doors close behind me. Door on my left? Nope.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Absolutely. That's exactly why I did that.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
New mugs. Number 1, Dad. Ooh, I'm on the
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Didn't even think about looking at the paintings.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Oh, that's mean. I can't get any cold
Stanley sat
drinks.
around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
Fair enough.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Yeah, I don't like the looks of that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I do a very good job inputting keys on my keyboard. probably the best. Do not jump. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse 1,000. 5,000.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you
I
all
think
this
I
time.
can make it.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please. What? Really?
There we go.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
It's not that I don't trust the narrator. It's not. There's other things I'm very curious about.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, I see. It's like before, when you told me to go left. It's like before.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, there's the blue door.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Alright. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yeah, honestly, more than two choices is pretty cool.
Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Clearly there's something here that speaks to you. If I can be honest here, I really don't have any idea where I'm going with this. This whole third door thing was just a stab in the dark. But I guess you're into it, so let's keep this party train rolling. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, all right. Leaderboards. Yes. Good old Neil. Oh, that's not great. Compete against others and for the Stanley Parable career. Oh, my friends list is empty. 98.9% of players are more attractive than me. That's good. That's probably close to true. This is sad. They've made me sad. I don't know if I want to do that again. I don't like the leaderboard. I'm gonna try it again.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
You're just trying to make me sad, and I don't like that.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
All right. Ooh.
In this game, the baby
no.
crawls left towards danger.
Oh,
You click
no.
the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
Whoa, that... unbelievably loud. Is it? Oh, it's just gonna make me keep doing this. Nah, there's no way. This. Nah, alright.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over.
What?
Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here?
The game was a baby walking into fire.
Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Alright.
Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation?
This is Firewatch.
Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
I haven't played Firewatch, but I'm pretty sure that's not what the point of it is. Wow. They really went all out. I wonder if they had to pay for this.
Oh, no. No, it can't be.
Oh, this is gorgeous.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
It's Firewatch. Wait,
oh. Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing. Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
I would be too. Alright, where's my car?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see.
It's
There are
yeah, it
lots of
literally
cars
says
here in the
Rocket
back, but
League.
obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what
Oh.
fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Boom. All right. But I don't get a car. Or know what team I'm on. All right. Fine. Hey. Well, these physics are actually not bad. But uh yes.
Are you
I'm not
doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
I mean,
Stanley, I have a thought.
not
And I
really.
realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience.
Yay.
I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball. Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
Wait. Oh, jeez. No, no, no. I. Still more doable.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley? Are you having fun? Is this a real video game?
I mean,
Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over.
wait, what?
That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes. You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without
Yikes.
rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye,
Wait, what?
Stanley. I'm
No.
leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something.
Oh.
After all, you're the one
Oh.
who knows
I thought it
best.
would be a hole.
Take care, Stanley.
No, I'm sorry. Okay. Just play Rocket League on my own, like always. Here we
Hold on.
go.
What are you doing?
You left me.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Yikes. Well, you know what? His fault. He abandoned me first. I don't know what I'm doing. It's very... Okay. Oh. This is... This isn't good. This is... I have lost Rocket League again. I'm so very lost. Maybe I should have listened to the narrator. Maybe that was the lesson all along, is that we have no free will. Is this where I started? Seems like I've gone this way. Did I go this way? Oh, those are the two doors. Okay, I'm on the right track. A light. Hey, it's my office in this weird world. Except for not at all. Okay. I think things are not good.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me.
Yikes.
Someone who will wrap everything up at the end to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Oh, that is not making me like the narrator. That just sounds like an abusive relationship. Yay, I get another chance.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, okay. I guess I'm being told to go to the meeting room now.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I think there's
This
more.
was not the correct way to the meeting
more
room,
to this,
and Stanley
'cause-
knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
All right, so this dialogue.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
That is actually new dialogue.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Is that where the meeting room was? Yeah, I don't know. Because what happens if I complete the platform now?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
No, it's okay, I'm going to do it this time. I'm not going to jump.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh, what?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Wait, what?
She's been waiting.
What? Who? Or what? Okay.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out
What
to her.
the
If you can
hell?
truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
No, I don't like this. I want to go back to the Rocket League. This is creepy. This is actually creepy.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double-check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand.
Wait, what?
How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person. I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely.
Wow.
It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the
as a
real
person.
world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack." Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day.
Wow.
Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Great.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Talk to my wife. Okay. Danger. Danger everywhere. And I'm never able to go back. Okay. I'm supposed to get back on the thing, I guess so. Okay.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
I'm very disappointed. Alright. I guess I'm supposed to go back. Really?
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
I don't want that.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right.
Really?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I just don't like that he has power over me. I really don't.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh yeah, things are deteriorating. Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. Oh, hey, thanks for tuning in. I am in a video game, and I've made a lot of incorrect choices, and they're giving me a second chance to make the right choices.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now.
Jeez.
And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
I don't know. Give me another chance.
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
No, you don't. It's okay. Okay. Well, Oh, God. Okay.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Yikes.
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Wow.
My story.
Okay, that was a bit harsh.
If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... Misbehave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Oh. I am so tempted. I'm so tempted just to keep going right. The last time they put up chains on the thing I couldn't jump off. I'll do it. I'll go left. He was very upset at me. I don't like it when he's upset at me. Hey, his room is cool again.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Resent coworkers for not supporting you more. Oh, I've so made decks like this before. This is sad. I am the most unique. Well, that's... Okay. Ooh, broom closet. Oh. Wanted a broom.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Whoa, posh. He doesn't have a mug. That's what makes him special.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Oh, thanks, Elfcode. Yeah, I mean, it is still a game. I'm winning.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall. I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
What about a computer?
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect.
That's a lot
the
of
kind of
things.
respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously.
Yeah.
If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Oh, man.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This is so
Stanley?
weird.
Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
What?
Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please.
What?
Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this.
I won.
So,
Hey, it's made with Unity.
you hear me? Are you there? Are you listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait.
This is
You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice.
this relationship.
That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do.
Between you, I guess, as Stanley, and the narrators. Like so many relationships I've actually been in. Was that one of the endings? Did I actually...
All of his co-workers were gone.
Unreal.
What could it mean? Stanley
did,
decided to go
okay.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
All right. That was very weird.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah, there's still some
This was
unfinished
not the
business
correct way
here.
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley. Its grace, its subtle charm. No, Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
What? Every time I come here, it's a different dialogue set.
Yeah. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
All right, I'm going to do it this time, actually.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Hey, what's this guy all about? All right.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
No.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
That doesn't sound super reassuring, but seems like it's probably the only option I have.
Oh, no,
Oh,
it's to the right, my mistake.
Jeez. Okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Yeah, I'll just,
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This
Great.
story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh. This doesn't seem true. What?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Wait.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room?
Yeah,
with all the
I was changing
Did you
all the
move
things.
the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I don't know what to do. Okay. This is fine. This is probably where I need to go. Yeah.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I
Not
can
my
promise
fault.
you there definitely was a story here before.
Yeah.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah.
What could it mean?
I don't know.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, I can't turn off the... Oh, there we go. Now we're good. Meeting room time. It's gonna work this time. Okay.
Okay, yep. it's worse.
Yep.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. I don't think we did. Yikes. Yeah, there we go. I'm fixing all the computers. That's what we did wrong.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
This is really what I get. I was so cocky at the start of this, making all the wrong decisions on purpose, and now he's just messed. What the hell?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win.
Aye.
Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Trademark.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
The word line is trademarked. Wait, this isn't where I was. Last time I had to go this way. Where there were things. Okay.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Oh, okay, you're right. Sorry. All right. Line's doing pretty good.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is, in fact, a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental
this is where they keep all the mugs.
Construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Yeah.
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yeah, Ryan, the wait for the music was really worth it. Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Wait, cut the music. Go back
Ah,
and look
thank
at
you.
that fern.
Wait, what? Fern? This
Stanley,
fern?
this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want
Yeah.
to miss anything.
I don't believe you. But I also don't know. It seems I think I got it. I think I got it memorized.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Ryan, when this is happening right now, I don't know if that's going to be important. I'm not going to screenshot something. Ruin the stream. Oh, all right. So this is where. All right. There we go. Okay. This is.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Oh, we were so close. If that
You know
fern
what,
does.
Stanley, I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Well, we already played Rocket
This
League.
all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
I don't know. The line was pretty helpful.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
We're going in circles. So something different than that. Maybe something with a dragon. Dragons are cool. He can't hear me.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley,
Yay!
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
I really
no
want the
lines or
line.
monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I like the line as a character. I kind of relate to it. There may very well be a fern. I'm not discounting it. I've already gotten one ending.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How
Cool.
important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just
Yeah.
walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so
Yeah,
I
I'm not
know
gonna
that
do that.
each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Why
Come,
am I not
Stanley.
walking? I'm
Our
sorry, guys.
destiny awaits.
His logic, for the record, if I followed it, was the right door is right because it's right.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
What?
And we're supposed to restart the game what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well,
After
what if I
a
don't
long
want to
time,
forget?
Stanley dies.
My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all
Find
of
a
this?
bookstore,
Is it really?
get bored, and leave.
No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Well, but you have to
And
for
the
me to get
timer
the...
stopped?
Oh.
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Maybe something with a fern?
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
No,
I'm not
not
quite
really.
sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Scared the hell out of me. Oh my
All
god.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That really gave me a jump. So I don't know if this is a restart or not.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This is always the hardest choice in the game. I know. Thanks, hell, yeah. I'm shaking. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave
That might
of
have been an
disbelief,
actually...
Stanley
might
decided
have
to
been
go
an
up
actual
to his
ending.
boss's
Okay.
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Take it out passive-aggressively out of the coworkers. And then resent the coworkers for not supporting you more. I really want that on a t-shirt. That's my favorite thing in this game so far. There's been Oh! I can go in the broom closet this time!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Hard disagree. Lots of things here. I'm not
There was
sure if
nothing
I can...
here. No
well,
choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be
not
here.
empty. You got, first of all, got the broom. That's number 1. Number 2, the thing
It was
from the
baffling
retail
that
I used
Stanley
to
was
work.
still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Fanny Adams. Sweet Fanny Adams, I believe is...
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing
Yeah.
around doing nothing?
Well, I don't want to
Why?
come out.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I don't want to come out. Now that you're talking about it so much, I don't want to come out.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
I'm
If
in
I'd
here.
said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
It was closed last time. Well, I mean, it was locked last time. I
Maybe
think.
to you this is somehow its own branching path.
It is.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
I don't
Stanley
know.
was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Wow.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Oh.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Very good point.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Just treating me as AFK. That's fascinating. I'm curious to see if it has anything else to say. Assuming I'm AFK, it's trying to talk to someone else to get them to play the game. That's amazing. Alright. I'm player 2 now. I'm someone new entirely.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Oh, that's mean. That's so mean.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Did I go downstairs last time? I don't think I did. Yeah, this is definitely cooler.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He
That's
might
why.
be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
What?
And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Jesus.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What the hell?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Wow.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. Then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well then. That was... That was horrifying. Okay, so I think I've gotten 3...
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it.
Wait,
if
what?
he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Okay. Was that not an ending then? This is still going on. Okay. Now I'm freaked out though. This is hard to play. I'm genuinely freaked.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You're trying to trick me though. Yeah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Or was that an ending?
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood
so that's
true
repeated
happiness.
dialogue, so
Then the feeling went away, and he felt sad again. Then it came back, and lingered for a minute or two. Now it's only half there. Just a kind of, tingle.
Nope, still new dialogue. But again, I don't know if that was an ending or not.
Yes, really worth it being here in the room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, there's a thing I haven't tried yet, though, and I need to try it.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
See, because the gates are down this time. I've walked onto that
Look,
platform
Stanley, I
before,
think perhaps we've
but
gotten off on the wrong
I
foot
haven't
here.
gone
I'm
down
not your
here yet.
enemy, but in his eagerness
Oh!
to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Okay, well, now I've tried it, though, so...
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Ugh. You know, it's somehow, though, dying just now. Calm my nerves a little bit.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm ready to follow the storyline. I have full trust in the narrator.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
That's it. That's it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna figure out what's going on with the boss. I'm not even gonna go in the broom closet because that was really...
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Last time I went in that broom closet, I didn't want to come out. It was really mean in there.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin
This is different.
2845.
This is different than the
course,
last one.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
What was it? 3? No, it was 4.
Stanley just sat around
6,
twiddling his thumbs.
4.
Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Mm-hmm. Was it? Oh, sorry. It won't let me go back. I'll do it again.
2845.
4859. Thank you, Ryan. Well, that wasn't it. Maybe it's hidden somewhere.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Where's the emergency panel? Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't know about that. I don't know what about... Yeah, right.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I'm in the real story now. Can I go back up, though? Cool.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I have a very good answer.
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office.
Yeah.
Exactly the way it was before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is. What a decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot of the story in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling that you have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising narrative. Wow! I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Yeah, those don't work anymore. I actually do forget what the combination is now. Isn't it like 6 something? Nah. Alright, well. Ooh, he has a piano! Alright, fine. Still pretty creepy. Alright, I'll go back down. Just wanted to see.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this? Surely this time Stanley will walk forward into the spooky corridor, won't he?
Screw you!
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there. Is it the boss's office again? Or what if it's the boss's office this time? The suspense is killing me.
I just don't like his tone. I'm fine with doing things, really. I you know, I can take instruction, I can do a job, I can play a game.
Oh my God. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this. Okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No! No, wait! No! I need more time to process.
Oh my God. So worth it.
All right. I have fully come to terms with it. I have made space in my worldview for this astonishing new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
I just like to... I take orders from everyone all the time, is my answer to that. Oh, you know, why? Because they know better than I do. You know, I have free will, and my will is to take orders. No, I'm not going to stop it. And to prove I'm not going to stop it, I'm gonna follow somebody else's orders. That's all we do.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator. How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious, but you have to understand that 30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
I don't know. I really like the bird graphic. All right.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, yeah.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Ooh. Is the door... Oh, they leave the door open for you even. Ugh. Stanley's not a fighter.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Well, I mean... actually creepy. Oh my gosh.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Wow.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What? Whoa. This is so crazy. This is actually still a bit of funny. It's because of the way Jorgen snare. Ah. Not as cool. Oh yeah, I like the version that they put in better. This is so crazy. I also can't remember which way I came from. That way, I guess. Ooh. What was that all about? Oh, the countdown desk. Wait, what? Countdown ending? I didn't get that ending. Feel a bit.
We're getting right back on track to where he was supposed to be in the store on the roof. Nothing there? Shoot. Well, try the other one then. When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward.
Alright. Honestly, just trying to get out of the museum credits. It seems like it should be easier, but if you've ever watched any other game I've ever played, you know that I can't do directions in real life or otherwise. Strong bad. That's fantastic. Okay. Right. Been through there before. Exit. I'm an idiot. Alright.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game.
What?
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Wow. So for the record, yeah. All consoles and Steam primarily. The deluxe version knows that I'm playing it on PlayStation. And is a line that they recorded
I
for the
can't
game.
wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
What?
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know. I don't know anymore. The narrator needs me. I need the narrator. Okay. This game is, I mean, as funny as it is
Hello, and thank you for playing The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, The Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I'm so at a loss for words.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Yeah, all right.
All right, let's see. It's the jump circle?
Really? Oh, come on now. I really don't want to do that.
Is that it?
It was really
Surely
cool,
that's
though.
not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
No, I was not jumping fast enough. I wasn't really finding it very engaging.
Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there.
would,
Hell, I could
actually.
counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready
Right.
for whatever it is.
Ryan, for the record, I was putting as much effort in that as I, like, going into gym class in school, and you'd have like a jump circle, and they'd be like, "All right, you got to do 30 jumps." It was exactly like that is how that felt, which is exactly the effort I put into it. There we go. No jump circles.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me
Wow.
started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could
Yeah.
never have lived up to such expectations.
Well,
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game? And
Well-
we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always.
that's not
What do
how
you
I would
say,
describe
friend?
our relationship. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Oh, God.
Psst! Stanley!
Oh,
Come over here!
no.
In the vent! I
I
want to show you something!
no. Nope. Hard pass.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise I made for you? Well, fine. You're a dork anyway, so who cares?
You know, I want to point something out while playing this really quick here. Can I go? Okay. First of all, let's see if I can go back to the vent.
Oh, never mind. You're not a dog.
Whoa. It's just, first of all, it's amazing how much dialogue they've written for this game, and I say dialogue in not in the traditional theatrical sense. It's amazing how much they've written. They didn't know I was going to come back to this vent. I was coming back to the vent to see if there'd be a balloon, because for some reason chat said balloon. That could mean anything. I don't know what it means. I also came back here, because chat said, "Hey, go back to the vent." Yes, the vent. And this is I know, like, the title of the stream is Let's Play Stanley Parable, as though we're playing. Yeah, I don't see a balloon, okay? Let's Play Stanley Parable as though we're playing it, and you guys get to influence my choices. But I think if this game has taught me anything, it's that I should always respect my own choices. My choice is not to go in the vent. I don't trust it. That's not a thing I'm going to do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yes. Wait. Wait. Did I do
This
the
was
thing?
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I can't remember if I've
Perhaps
done
he wanted to stop
everything.
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
At the very least, I get to see if they have a new.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
I was at least for the new dial.
Yes, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yes, I will do that this
And
time.
so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. I've done the broom closet.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh. Yep. Extreme bathrooms. Commit crimes. Commit crimes. Is it rich? I can go in other rooms. I don't think I was able to do that before. I want to say I clicked on the doors. Okay, so I haven't done this before. Oh, this is like a real life elevator. There you go, chat. Some more music. Just whisper Stanley. I don't know. The controller, for the record, the controller is vibrating like crazy. Yeah, it's giving me the elevator vibes. This is... I kind of want to get off. Thank you. This is back where I started. What if I go down on the elevator? It's so weird. Okay, it's a fake elevator that just vibrates when you go in. I so want one of those in this apartment building that I live in real life. I know. I'm sorry, chat. Yeah, it was. I, playing it in real life here, it was a little too intense for me. Well, because you know why it was relaxing for you guys is because you're not holding the controller. It's like violently shaking. It was not super comforting for me. Did I miss anything else? Okay, can't go in there. I've already gone into the creepy bathroom.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Yeah.
What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay, so I'm actually going to input the correct number this time. So I didn't do that last
Stanley
time.
just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 28. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay, same passageway. I feel like this is going to be the same ending as before. We'll find out. I think that ending had a fern in it, so...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind
Oh, you know what? I didn't
Control
go. I
Facility.
didn't go here yet. Okay, let's see what's in the mind control facility.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, it's like one of those allegories. Animorphs? Is that what I'm thinking of? I think I'm thinking of Animorphs. Ooh!
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yay!
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Absolutely, I would. No, it's not a trap. I've played Portal. If narrator told me that there was cake in there, I would believe it. This is different. And I'd be like, yeah, then I get cake.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
I mean...
Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do.
Thank you.
But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. This is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
Oh my
Mere
gosh.
moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
I have no idea
What's
what
that?
I'm supposed to do.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
How do I do it?
To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, dear me.
I feel like
What's the
there's
matter,
something
Stanley?
I can do.
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me.
Oh my
Why would you
gosh.
think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved?
Wow.
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
Oh no!
You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you
This
made
is so
humble.
crazy.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
Well, there goes Sector 8. Why is it starting me back here?
Psst, Stanley, come over here. In the vent.
Oh,
I want
come
to show
on.
you something.
I... Thanks, Ryan.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Wow. Whoa.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Wow.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port?
Whoa.
Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Aww. This is actually really sweet. That's fantastic. Very, very on brand with those two publications. This is beautiful.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content. Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh, no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny.
Whoa.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy, honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I have always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Yeah.
I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down.
Oh,
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
Wow, I think this might be my longest stream. I don't really want to stop playing.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
All right. I mean...
And
Seems
here it
all right.
is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant dronings... Oh,
That's not that bad.
You
Yeah.
were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more
Now, can't.
Well, there's sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Yeah.
But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Really?
It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yeah. Let's see if it comes back.
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Ooh.
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting long. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Yay.
Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
It's still no
I've been
door.
sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now,
that's
Stanley.
actually kinda
I'm
sad.
realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words
yes.
were moving. It was
This
the
game's a
vessel I needed,
commentary
Stanley. Not the
on
outcomes, not the story.
games.
None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching
All the
path.
things mentioned
I'll
in
burn
chat
my story to the ground. One
earlier.
single thing
But
I
I
need,
really
and God, I
think
can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else
It's
is
about
taking it in.
codependence.
These words that I'm saying, I need to
it's-
know you can hear me.
it's
because
just
maybe,
it's a
Stanley,
codependent
maybe,
relationship.
If you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real.
And I have no
Maybe.
tolerance for that.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about
Yeah.
us and about everything
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with,
It's just
there
it's
is only
reminding me.
regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunity. I felt nothing at all
Excuse
but
me.
regret for the longest time, Stanley.
Just like these
Days,
toxic relationships
months.
I've been
I
in
lost
before.
it all in a blur of the deepest longing
Going
to
through all the
undo
different,
past.
you
And when that
begging
feeling
and
had begun to subside,
all
what
this.
took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment
And
I have
narcissism.
ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust.
Yeah, there are no toxic relationships.
I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt.
Tell that to the button. Oh, only toxic situations. Okay. There are no toxic relationships, only toxic situations. All right. Well, all emotions need an opposite to exist. So not everything has an opposite. I don't think it's that simple. I feel like the need to grow is an emotion, and I need the opposite for that to exist. Oh no. That's not a good sign. Is that the fern? Oh man.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up.
This game is very funny. No, it really, it's so crazy though. I was really when I was trying to explain this to my friend earlier before I was going to sit down to stream, and I was like, I mean, it's kind of like Portal in the sense where, you know, you're doing things and you have a thing that's just, yeah, this is well written dialogue, kind of narrating and talking about you as you're doing it. And it's fun and it's funny and there's a lot of branching paths and it's like really brilliant. But like, man, is it so more than just funny, and well written. Like it's yeah, like it gets into privacy and Big Brother and and capitalism and and your role in your life versus the roles we play in each other's lives. It's it's really not just meta, you know. It's not just a commentary on choice. You know, it is obviously that. Um, but it's so much more than that. And it's so much more than just a funny game, which is really what I was sitting down to play.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the
Yeah.
end.
It is. It is an experience. It really is. I was going to say this earlier, before the whole vent fiasco. Yes, I agree. Yeah, it's this game that like genuinely has like some like psychological horror elements to it that like really had me freaking out for a bit. And still kind of, yeah, still sticking with me. Oh God. Well, this is what happens when you neglect the fern. This isn't good. We'll just skip that though. Hey, I won. Didn't though. The narrator died a very long time ago. It's so weird. Well, that didn't go well. I mean, there's gotta be an end to this. Oh, button's down. Oh, hey. Okay, button doesn't work. But it seems like I am free. This is... Sand moves. Okay. So there was definitely an ending. I think, yeah, so, yeah, 2 hours, 15 minutes. I want to say I got, what, 4 endings? Something like that? 4 or 5? I don't know. It restarted a few times. I weren't sure if those were endings. But there's definitely a lot more to this. So that I think I'm going to stop the stream. And can, like, okay. You know what? I'm going to go forward just one more time just to see
The
it.
meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be.
No.
Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Every end, yes. The end is the beginning is the end is the beginning. Yeah. All right. What? What? All right.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Is it the same new content as before? So far, it seems like it.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
What?
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
Welcome.
This is what fans have truly been asking for.
I mean...
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
More of the Stanley Parable. Better Stanley Parable. Bring more of this. I mean, it's obviously also, in my long rant earlier, it's also a commentary on office culture and things like that. So great. That's the fern! This is...
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
$100. mean, I imagine like in the almost 10 years since it came out, they hadn't released another game. Like they reflected on all of the demand for another game. And it's just their commentary on that. Yeah, I'll just make another game.
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
It's E3. It's just Did he can you check that out? I'm curious.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Get well someday. Easily. Happy birthday, step-niece. It's still...
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Oh, no, that's what it is.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
I can't believe it's that simple. Free trophy. Pull the lever. Receive new trophy.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
That's... Why even play a game if it doesn't have trophies? It's the only reason I played Crisis Core.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Oh, no. So many.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Did he? What other game did he make? I'm gonna have to look at the beginner's game. I'm gonna have to look that up. I like that it saved my progress from earlier, though. So I didn't have to do all 30 whatever. Okay, so these are all things that I have to... Infinite hole, okay. Whoa.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
I don't know. Okay. I like that little dig at collectors. I'm actually lost. Okay, if I walk backwards from the light, then I should be. Or do I have to go toward the light? I feel like I'm just standing in place, not moving, and the light's just doing a thing. This is trippy. Oh no, I'm getting closer to it. Okay. Oh, that's creepy. This is what collectors are like, though. I don't mean to make fun of people that collect things. Like those, what do you call them? Pops? Or figurines or things like that. I think you have to have a very specific type of personality to be a collector. And I do not have that. I'm not going to find them all. I found one, so.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
I agree. That's why I never platinum games. Okay, so I've done the trophy thing. What am I missing? Ooh, merch. Why don't I? Merch is just new content.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind.
I could have used that, actually.
As long as you hold onto the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
I would love to. Whoa.
Can you feel it?
No.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair,
I don't like
must
it.
already be sweeping through your
I don't
body.
like it.
And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well?
No, I don't like
think that
it.
just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Well,
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Can I put it back now? Okay. Alright. This does not make me more comfortable. I thought it would.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
This is so critical.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, man. Validation. We do need validation. Name.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever
Yeah.
name that is.
Cool.
Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of
I
this
mean-
feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
I know a
I
person
want you
named
to
Jim.
imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim,
Uh.
falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
I have thought all of these things about my friend Jim out in California before. So I feel like I can relate.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim.
That's
I'm
true.
putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually
Jim.
are.
Jim.
All right. Just me and my bucket.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah. Well, I think there's settings world champion. I think it's just the infinite hole left. Oh, right, yeah, done that, yeah. Alright. Seems legit. Good thing I've got my comfort bucket.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
I'm uncertain of this.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward. Great.
Right.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Yay.
Okay, and I guess we're back in the hole now. Did you really need to see it again? I don't know what else there is to say, Stanley. It's an infinite hole. It's exactly what you're doing right now, but forever. There really are so many other fascinating exhibits that I've prepared for you. I really spent quite a lot of time on all this, and I would very much like to show you some more of them. How about we go ahead and press that teleport button again so we can get back to what's really important about... Oh, goodness. Well, this is rather embarrassing, Stanley. I'll be honest with you. I truly did not believe that anyone would actually stay in the hole long enough to hit the bottom. Yes, I know, I told you the hole was infinite, but come on. Who actually wants to fall forever? The hole was plenty deep. It was more than deep enough, in my opinion. Maybe it's you who likes falling too much. Maybe you're the problem.
Whoa.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
Sure.
If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
I don't know if I want to go back up. People just putting their cigarettes down into the hole. Wish I could read those. Oh, I can zoom in. I did not know there was a zoom button this whole game. I feel so bad. Every pause button is a Roman numeral. Alright. I think that's everything. Oh, there's an exit. Okay.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now? So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's so cool.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was
Balloons.
employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
All right, I am now for real. Yeah, 2 hours 45 minutes. Definitely a long stream. Thanks, guys, for watching. Really, I'm gonna stop it here. I know there's more content. I know there's more things to do. So I think I will do probably one more playthrough. After, not right now. This was so psychologically intense. I hope it was a lot of fun for you to watch. it was fun to play, but it was, excuse me, it was also, it was a little, it was intense. So yeah, I'll do another Stanley Parable, at least one more, along with other stuff. Thanks, guys. I will see you soon.